What's going on, Buttes? Alexis, game one. It's here. Let's go. 2021-22 season. Woo woo. Minnesota Wild kicking it off in California. That's fine. We don't necessarily care about that. You can come watch me do the preview. If you haven't already watched it, I suppose, right? But we do want to do some predictions for the season, right?
We want to give ourselves an opportunity to laugh at ourselves at the end of the season, which the best way to do that is to give some hot takes now and feel really confident about our choices. And then at the end of the season, we'll come back and watch this and we'll laugh about probably how wrong we were, because that's how sports go.
I mean, you're going in with confidence. You're not going to go unhinged in chaos, because I feel like that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Oh, I'm probably going to give the worst takes of all time and just hope that at least one of them is right. And then I'm going to sound really smart on the one that I get correct. That's what I'm hoping for.
You know what? Let's just start off saucy, right? Because it's Friday. It's game one. Let's start off. Do the Minnesota Wild make the playoffs this year, Alexis?
Yes, they do. And you know what? I don't want to say too much about this because I've got a hot take for later on for one of our predictions. But yes, the Minnesota Wild make the playoffs. I think if they don't make the playoffs this year, that's like several steps back, because they weren't even supposed to make the playoffs last year. You know, everyone was like, oh, they're not going to be that good. They ended up being good, ended up making the playoffs, pushed a good team to a game 7. So this year, if you don't make the playoffs, that's not one step back. That's several. Wild are going to make the playoffs this year. What about you, Jesse?
Wild will make the playoffs. I do think that, like the Central Division, like we've seen time and time again, it's a bubble. That middle, you know who's going to be your top, you know who's going to be bottom. We will share that with you later.
Yes.
But in the middle, it's kind of a toss up, right? But I think the Minnesota Wild do get in there because they are one of the stronger teams I'm looking at, depending on how things fall, right? How things end up looking, how lines shake out. It's early. That's what's fun about the prediction. But I will go positive to start things off. The Minnesota Wild will make the playoffs. Who you got for a breakout player on the Wild this year?
It's got to be Jordan Greenway. And I think there's several players you could look at and be like, oh, I hope this guy has a good season. I hope that guy has a good season. But Jordan Greenway, I really think it's make or break for him as far as his season this year. He's been given some leeway, and then the rope got a little bit tighter, and they said, okay, we're not giving you as much slack here. You have to pick up your game. You've got to get better. You've got to get more in shape. And I think last year you saw that in his physique. You saw that in the way that he played, that he definitely took a step forward, but it wasn't enough to say, okay, you've reached that finish line of what we expect of you. Now play that way consistently. He still needed to take more steps. And so this year, he has to be the guy that everyone is hoping that he is, because the Wild are going to need, his body and his physicality, because they don't have many players like that on their team. And so when he uses his body, he uses it well. And I don't think he always knows like what he's capable of. Like he'll make a play and like throw a man down with one hand. And I'm like, see, you can do that. Now do that every single time.
That net front presence needs to be utilized so much more.
And his board play, I mean, he's got a long reach, a long stick. So it's like, he has so many things that he could be really good at if he finds a way to do it consistently. That needs to happen this season. They are going to need him to be good on some of that bottom 6 play to really step up and help out his line mates. And if he doesn't have a good season, that might be the last straw for the Minnesota Wild, and saying that was your last chance. We're done with that. So Jordan Greenway needs to have a breakout season. How about you, Jesse?
You're right. I always struggle with breakout seasons sometimes, because you look back at the past season and it's like, does that count as their kind of first breakout? Like Joel Eriksson automatically comes to mind, but I feel like he kind of broke out last year. Like he finally became that guy. I would like that to go a step further this year, naturally, right? And continue the breakout path. But I'm going to go with Nico Sturm. I love Nico Sturm. He's probably always going to be your consistent 4th liner, but I think he absolutely could make that push into the 3rd line, maybe even be a top 6 guy if he really starts to come along. But I think I'd get more and more impressed with him every single time I see him on the ice. His work ethic is bar none. I think he's just, he's a grinder. He's good up the middle. He's strong. He's great at winning the draw. And I really like him. I would love to see him continue to trend upward. And I think Nico Sturm is going to have a breakout season. I would not be surprised if you see him on the 3rd line, maybe even the 2nd line at some point in time this year.
I feel like you and I are always like low key, high key rooting for Nico Sturm. We're like, we love him. We want him to do so well. Like every time, like every episode, there's like little snippets of like, Nico Sturm.
It's just, he does everything. He's very constant presence, right? Yes. Like he does everything really, really well. And I think it's because they picked him up as he was an undrafted free agent. So it's like, you love signings like that, right?
Yeah.
Especially out of college. You played college hockey. I think he's going to be good. I'm curious to see how, whenever Rem Pitlick gets in the lineup, how maybe he can complement him as well. I know he really likes playing with Nick Bjugstad, so there's that chemistry too. But Nico Sturm, let's go, my guy. You got this. Alexis, team MVP for the Minnesota Wild. I mean, it was the obvious, right? We should almost just skip the question, but let's hear it.
Well, we both are going to say Kirill Kaprizov, right? But I'm going to say why it's going to be.
I'm going to say Victor Rask.
I was just going to say, you're like, yeah, it's going to be, Rem Pitlick. No, so it's got to be Kirill Kaprizov. Same with like how Jordan Greenway has to have a breakout year. Kirill Kaprizov has to be your MVP. Your superstars have to be your superstars. That's how teams are good, by their superstars performing to the level that they are capable of performing to consistently. And I think that was why people had an issue with Kirill Kaprizov in the playoffs. They're like, all right, like if you're going to be a superstar, you got to be a superstar. And yes, the Golden Knights played him tough because they knew he was going to be the guy. But the best players find ways around that. They find ways to use their line mates to their
advantage.
McDavid
ain't getting slowed down by anybody.
Listen, Connor McDavid. And it's just, he has to be that guy. And if he's not, I have a lot of questions. You just battled hard for a big contract. You got it. Now go show us why you got that contract. A lot of people were saying, well, he only played 55 games. Does he deserve this contract? Show everybody you deserve this contract. Be that guy that we all know that you are capable of being, and be the MVP on this team, because when Kirill Kaprizov is playing well, everyone around him is playing better. And that's what I mean when I say that superstars have to be superstars. So it's not a matter of like, oh, he's good and he's going to be the best. He has to be the best player on this team this year, and everyone else will benefit because of it.
You literally took every point. So thanks for that. Cool. No, you're absolutely right though. I mean, he's getting paid the big bucks. Like, prove it. Prove everybody that this is not just a flash in the pan. It wasn't just a rookie luck. I mean, you're the Calder Trophy winner. You can't have a sophomore slump. It's not an option. It's not even like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, you have to be the guy. You are the guy. Everybody knows that. I mean, Bill Guerin has told him that directly. Like, they want to build this team around you. So be that franchise player, be the superstar, as you said, Alexis, that you are capable of. And I don't think that there's going to be any concern for that. I think Kirill Kaprizov is certainly a guy who wants to be the superstar. He was used to that in Russia and in the KHL. I think he's able to translate. And now in year 2, having had those even just 55 games under his belt, having that playoff experience, you expect that bar to raise right up there with him too. So no question, he is going to be the MVP because he has to be. If he's not, then we got problems. We got some serious issues to work out. Opponents that they will struggle with, Alexis, who do you think Minnesota is going to really have a go at it? And it can be, I mean, obviously makes sense to have it in the Central Division, but it could be outside the Central Division too.
This is an interesting one, because I think there's a couple different ways that you could look at it. And I always, when I think about stuff like this, I always go back to like the most recent season and how they played against teams, and then looking at the turnover on each of those teams and if there might be some similarities in the way they play each other in the next season. And obviously last year, the toughest opponent for the Wild was the Blues, and nobody could figure out why. Like, everyone is like, how? Like, they match up okay. Like, the stats, they're pretty even teams. You match up these players and you're like, okay, why do they struggle so much against the Blues? And so I could see that being a team again that they struggle against, just knowing that it seemed like it got in their head that they just could not play well against the Blues. And it was like bad. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you barely lost a game. It was like, you lost like 9-0. Like, that's just not okay. And because they're a division rival, you have to play well against a team like that, because that could be a team you end up playing down the line, in the playoffs. And a playoff run this year is going to be critical for the Wild asserting themselves as a talented and good team in this hockey league. So I could see that being a team they struggle against. And I lean away from saying a team like Colorado, which is the easy answer, I feel like, because Colorado's so good. But I feel like the Wild actually play them pretty well when they do play them.
And they're not actually, I mean, with the exception of a couple games last season, naturally, right? But yeah, I would agree. Like, I think everybody will struggle with Colorado, as they should. Colorado deserves that, right? They are the best. I think St. Louis is a very valid team, right? They do seem to always struggle with that, going back years when they were supposed to beat them in the playoffs, and Jake Allen comes in out of nowhere. Like, people don't forget. No, and St. Louis is just it's a tough team, and they've made some changes. It's a different team, but they still are kind of that brute, gritty St. Louis Blues team that we've always seen and known. So I think that's a good one. I'm going to go with Chicago. I think people are paying a little bit more attention to them, and rightfully so. You've got a healthy Jonathan Toews back. Patrick Kane hasn't missed a beat. And I think the window in Chicago continues to just close, especially with those two players, right? I mean, it's looking like it's now or never. And granted, they already have the cups, so I don't feel bad.
What do you mean
them.
now or never?
I know.
What was 2010 to 2015 mean to you?
Whatever. But and they've got some good young players too that are stepping up. So I'm excited or I hate to say that excited, but I'm excited to see that battle maybe reignite a little bit as these teams meet.
I do miss that rival.
You miss that rival. You miss hating on Chicago. And good Lord, that Chicago preseason game, the amount of Blackhawks jerseys I saw, I was just like, what is happening? So I think that is going to be reignited because I think Chicago's going to be a big test. We saw that final preseason game, Chicago outplayed, outworked, out-hustled, outscored. Not worried about it. The Wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should.
I'm not worried about it. So
that's who they're going to struggle. How about who are they going to dominate? Can we just both say Arizona?
Yeah, I was just going to say on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Arizona Coyotes. We did it. That was a struggle. Okay, we did it. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be the Coyotes, you guys. I saw Pete Blackburn tweet the other night. They're like, can we just all agree collectively that Arizona is like the worst team of all time? And he's like, yes. Like it's bad. And I was thinking when I saw that
go
tweet,
to die, like
literally,
yeah.
And we laugh because it's like, oh, they suck. But then it's like, how would you feel if that was your team? Like I would be beside myself if the Wild played nearly as bad as the Coyotes do every single game. Like it's just sad. It's sad. But you know what? It is what it is. And I think whenever we talk about how the division's going to shake out, like even Wes said it in our episode with him that comes out on Monday, he was like automatic. He's like, yeah, Arizona's going to be at the bottom. And Colorado's
I don't think anybody would say, I mean, Nashville, I think is going to be garbage too, but we'll get into that with the next question. But
the Wild have historically played really well against the Coyotes. And with the Coyotes being a team who has struggled quite a bit, that only solidifies my confidence that the Wild will play well against them this season. And when you are either a bubble or above, mediocre team, you have to beat those kind of teams. Like it's just not a good look when you're considered a good team and then you end up losing.
You could have like a one-off, right? Like when you're playing,
I'll allow one bad game.
You can allow one because it's
you get one like loss Buffalo, to the Coyotes
like
season,
Buffalo, you're gonna win a game. Arizona's not gonna go 0-82. Like they're gonna win once, but. Yeah, I agree.
It's not going to be good.
No, they'll dominate them. Usual. It's cool. You can't chirp Darcy Kemper there anymore. You chirp him in Colorado instead. But final question then, Alexis, Central Division winner, and how are you going to rank and place them this year?
All right, here's my hot take. I teased it in the episode we just recorded, talked about it earlier in the preview. Wild are winning the division this year.
Dummy.
You heard it here first. If by dummy you mean genius, then yes. No,
no tea.
That's my hot take. Yeah, no, listen, let me have this, Jesse. Wild are winning the division. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be a battle against Colorado because we know Colorado's going to be good. Like if Colorado's bad, it's probably because people got injured and, whatever. Like if Colorado stays healthy, we know they're going to be one of the best teams in the division, if not the best. So I'm not saying the Wild are going to coast to a division win. It's been a while since the Wild won the division. It's how many years has that been? 2008. I can't do the math off the top of my head. 14 years, 13 years, whatever it's been. So it's time. They have the pieces. And I think they're going to shock everybody, similar to how they shocked people last year by making the playoffs and being as good as they were. This year, they're winning the division. So long, Colorado. Can't say I'm sorry about it.
All right. So then what's your 2 through 8?
2 through 8. Okay. So Wild, Colorado.
Yeah.
St. Louis, Dallas, Winnipeg, and then space, Coyotes. Is that everybody?
Nashville.
And Nashville. Nashville will be below Winnipeg. Okay, so Wild, Colorado, St. Louis, Dallas, Winnipeg, Nashville, Coyotes.
That's everybody, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you, Jesse?
Colorado's going to win because I'm not silly.
Yeah, don't steal my take. Take your own take.
That's not a hot take, but
she said it's
Colorado is just no, there's no way, absolutely no way that they don't win this division. If they do, I don't know. I would be shocked. I think everybody would be absolutely floored.
I didn't say that's what it wouldn't be fun. Surprising. I just said it was going to happen. Okay.
Wild ain't going to be first. They're not going to be second either. I think Dallas will be number 2.
Ooh, okay.
If they stay healthy. I'm keen on Dallas because again, that's another team those guys are aging, but you have Tyler Seguin healthy.
Yeah.
You've got a strong, stout defense.
I feel like last year they were just so hit or miss that I have a hard time getting on the bandwagon.
Well, they had COVID though, and
they
had like so much stuff thrown at them, and then they had injuries and everything. So I think this year they're coming back with vengeance. Again, goaltending is my one concern there because Ben Bishop, he old. I think he didn't even play the full game the other night because I'm pretty sure they had Khudobin jump in. So anyway, I'm going to put Dallas at number 2 with the asterisk that they must be healthy. If they aren't healthy, then they're done. Number 3, I will say the Minnesota Wild.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm going to say the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 5, say St. Louis. I'm going to go St. Louis over Winnipeg.
Oh, I forgot about Chicago in mine.
Oh, you forgot about Chicago.
Hang on real quick. Let me insert Chicago in. Put Chicago between the Preds and the Coyotes.
So they're 7.
Yeah, they suck. Okay, carry on.
So they're my 4. They're your 7. Then St. Louis, Winnipeg, Nashville, Arizona.
Okay.
That's all.
So ours are pretty different actually. I mean, we both have Coyotes at the bottom, but other than that, everything in the middle is kind of. I mean, you and I both
Central
agree.
Division, baby. That's all in the middle.
Yeah, this is why I love this division because it feels like anything could be. Like any team could kind of end up in those top couple of spots. So yeah, we agree that Colorado will be in the top, one of the top 2.
Yeah, Colorado will be number 1,
number 2.
Yep.
And the Coyotes will be last. So okay, cool, love that.
Cool, love that for us. Lock them in. Put them in the time capsule. We will unveil those at the end of the year. I cannot wait to be like, while they're going to finish like 5th.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's going to be a sad day for you. Let's put a beer on it.
I was going to say, what are we betting? Okay.
Putting a beer on it. So
put a beer on it.
Minnesota will win the division. I think Colorado will win division.
Yep.
What if neither of our teams win the division?
Then we both have to drink beer.
Okay. Shame.
We just exchange a beer. You bring one beer, I bring another, and we trade.
I love it. Well, that's going to do it for our 2021-22 season predictions. Hope you enjoyed that fun take. We sure did because we always enjoy.
I don't know
ourselves.
how much we'll enjoy it when we look back on it.
No, probably not. Drop your comments. Let us know what you think is going to happen with the Minnesota Wild this year. We'd love to hear that. Be sure to check out our episode on Monday. Be sure to check out our previews and breakdowns before each games this weekend. Whew, hockey.
Yeah, what a busy day. We're
Giddy
halfway through it.
Giddy up. All right, guys. Have a good one.